imperfection is actually so much more important than perfection. And perfection is so subjective, and it would be so boring if we would be in a world that went perfectly according to plan, wouldn't it? I remember I burnt out, and I was too tired to fight the comfort of the negative thoughts spiraling in my head, telling me how useless, worthless, and terrible I was, that I actually considered jumping out the window just for this unbearable feeling of failure and pressure to go away. Today, I want to talk more about this experience. I want to break the taboo around perfectionism.
Chugging on down the line, losing track, tending to a heart left blue and black. All silence and I don't know what to do with that. Lost my roots but I grew them back. Little stubble, still striving for thriving in this life thing that hack at my rings. And I got the dry ride and knots in my neck. They call their names and I just wanna die less. But my former ISIS terrorized. I fell to a tear where they only leak out a pair of eyes. It seems the rarest side's the correct one, so you can't blame me for clinging to a dead love. It's all a head fuck when you're caught up in a cottage and suddenly stone walls construct from the rocks and bricks. I floss with wicks and lick the kerosene, strip my life to the bare bones until the marrow's seen.
Sometimes people disagree with me, and sometimes things are completely out of my control. And this is really hard for me to cope with, and it has strained my relationships with people.
And I'll get to it on down the line, trying to see the flip side of this frown of mine. The change is approaching on down the line. I'm guided by the music, cause the sound is blind. And I'll get to it on down the line, trying to see the flip side of this frown of mine. The change is approaching on down the line, and I'm guided by music, the sound is blind. I've been burning, but this engine's losing steam. Fabric tearing as they cling to the seam. Life's in stitches, do I seem stressed? Maybe this is all I was born for, my genes best. What I fashion is whatever you label it, intertwined in the DNA like a cable stitch. I hate this existence, feeling so distant. Broke heart for the broke art, but I barely got a pot to piss in. What's missing? Filled the glass in an amber alert. Gambled and hurt, never mind this rambler's berserk. I have no idea where the curse lurks. It's posing as an omen, stunned to grow and making me feel hopeless. And I feel so boneless, never standing myself. This honestness is the only blunt that I'm handing myself.
This means that I like when things goes according to plan. I like when I'm 100% all the time. I like when I'm really performant and I achieve everything I want to achieve. Taking a blank journal and using it as a safe and non-judgmental space, this has been great for me in order to organize my thoughts, to take a step back and make sure that I spent my energy and time on things that really mattered to me.
Right, don't you know?
And I'll get to it on down the line. I'm trying to see the flip side of this frown of mine. The change is approaching on down the line, guided by music cause the sound is blind. And I'll get to it on down the line, trying to see the flip side of this frown of mine. The change is approaching on down the line. I'm guided by the music cause the sound is blind.
I never feel quite good enough. And nothing I achieve, despite how amazing it may be, actually feels good enough for me. I want to exceed expectations in all areas of my life. I'm always up for the next challenge. My happiness is determined by the quality of my performance and my successes.
Trucking on down the line, trucking on down the line, trucking on down the line. Can't get bad things off your mind. Trucking on down the line. Down the line, trucking on down the line. Can't get bad things off the mind.
I feel guilty being tired and not 100%. And I want my body image and my behavior to be flawless by fear of rejection and disappointment.
During halftime, an exasperated parent turned to me and said, "These games are a waste of our time. It's not like any of these kids are ever going to go play professional sports." What is unique, and frankly frightening, is that we've come to expect a World Cup soccer performance out of a game played by little kids. And we're sending our children the message that when they don't deliver that performance, they shouldn't bother to play at all.
I've seen young artists comparing their work and feeling horrible about themselves because they compare their work to people who have 15 years more experience than them.
This is a really great example of how we have let our obsession with perfection, known as the Nirvana Fallacy, permeate our thinking. We spend billions of dollars every year in search of flat abs and shiny white teeth. And although these are superficial goals, if we look deeper at the Nirvana Fallacy, we'll find areas that it has dangerously impacted parts of our world that are really important.